each and every one. I am so psyched for this weekend. Thank you so much. We have made 5 weeks doing this, and we are really grateful to the whole marketing team that puts this together. My name is Baini Bridget, and I am the host for the KHC Live series. Today we have a special guest, Elise belcher. I hope I've said the name well. However, she's been with Kampala Hockey Club for a while now, and I think this is going to be one of my very interesting stories because she has journeyed with Kampala Hockey Club for a while, and that is despite having her home country elsewhere. But today we're having Elise as our guest, and we are really looking forward to this. We hope that each and every one can let a friend know, to let a friend know, to follow our different social media pages and get up to date with all that we are doing. Otherwise, we hope you're keeping safe, you are following the guidelines, and yes, hoping you're also keeping fit, however much we're in the lockdown in Uganda. But I hope that you're keeping fit and doing your best, so that when we get out of this, we are able to bounce back as we did before and enjoy the sport. But otherwise, thank you so much. Our different social media pages, there is Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, and there's YouTube. So yes, YouTube, please subscribe, as well as the others. You can like, follow, share, and yes, we shall always be grateful. But otherwise, as we try to get to our guest, it's our hope that you can make different watch parties as well for this, and our guest is here. So yes, I hope you all enjoy this session.
I'm here.
Hi, how are you, Elise? How are you doing?
I don't know what happens with this technology, but I was here all along. I just couldn't connect, but I'm here now.
Yes, I had also started fidgeting, wondering, oh my God, what has gone wrong? We just tried this and it worked. Finally, we are here,
Yeah,
and I'm
great.
really thankful. Elise, if you could just give us a brief introduction as to who you are, and yes, you can start from there.
I'm Elise. If you know me from Uganda hockey, I lived in Uganda from 2008 to 2010, so 2.5 years in that time period, and was a regular at Lugogo at that time, playing for Weatherhead, as that was the only women's club at the time, apart from Makerere University ladies would play us every now and again. Yeah, and was there at the start of Kampala Hockey Club. And then returned back in 2018. If you know me outside hockey, I'm a football fan, and I work in the charity sector.
Okay, what position and shirt number do you usually don?
I like even numbers, so I'm not fussy about what number it is as long as it's even. My favorite number is number 10 because that's an attacking number. But I think my best position on the pitch is sort of attacking midfield, either in the middle or on the right of the pitch. So yeah, I don't like to be fussy with the ball. I like to pass it. So I don't know which number matches all of that, but I like to get the ball in the midfield and pass it to the attack. So yeah, number 10 is
I guess
preferred.
the coaches are the ones who best know where to place us,
Exactly.
when they can tell what our preference is.
Maybe it's a number
Yes,
7
so
or something I'm meant to
Elise,
wear.
yes, why did you choose the field, or sorry, the sport of field hockey? I know you're a very good football fan, but why hockey in particular,
Yeah.
field hockey?
Well, in the UK, hockey, um, and then you choose whether you keep playing after 16. So every school and in every year in every school or every grade, you have a hockey team. So it's kind of the sport was chosen for me in some ways. I also my dad has 4 sisters and they all played hockey, and then their children. So
Nice.
yeah. So their children, my cousins who are a bit older than me, they also played hockey. So I guess naturally me and my sister had an interest to play with them. And they also
Yeah.
had an interest to encourage us. So we started at school when we were 11, and then we chose to continue and join join teams in Bristol, the city I'm from. And then I've always, wherever I've lived, tried to find the hockey team. You just grow to love it, really. It's a really fun sport.
True. Yeah. How has hockey impacted your life generally?
For me, I know it sounds cheesy, but it really has been family. I think in Uganda, I had friends at work, I had some friends at church, but it was really the hockey that allowed me just to kind of truly relax, have some good fun, and make some kind of long-term relationships with people, just good solid friendships who could help me de-stress, they could challenge me, they could hang out with me socially. We bonded on the pitch when you're a team trying to achieve the same goal to win the match. So I think in lots of ways that sense of kind of family and kind of has followed me.
And I think that's really, really important,
Yeah.
for a sports organization or even individuals who, take part in these federations or organizations, and we can always make sure, people feel at home. It keeps them there and attached,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how would you say hockey where you live now in Bristol and here? What's the difference, or what noticeable change did you see?
Goodness. Hockey here is very like there's quite a strict routine. So every club will train once a week, and most clubs only train once a week, and they will train for like 2 or 3 hours, and then that will be it. And then from September through to March, that's our main season. So on a Saturday you will play your main game. On a Sunday, if you've got a cup game, you'll play your cup game. So like in Bristol, so just the city we're in, there's maybe, gosh, I don't know, 5 leagues, all with maybe 10 teams in them. So there's a lot of, and then as you get better, so you go further up the leagues, then you join like a regional team, regional division, which would be the Southwest, and then eventually you make your way up to national. So like it's played a lot more. So because of that, the pitch time is restricted. But that means you have to be really disciplined in your training. So you only get one training per week. You have to make the most of it, those 2 hours, and then you have your match on a Saturday. I think the big difference is we all have a pitch, or we all have access to what we call our own home pitch. So there's a lot of travel involved. So when I was playing in London, I'd often have to like leave the house at 8 a.m., travel for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, get to the pitch, play the match. The team who are hosting you, so the home team, are expected to give you some food after the match, and then you drive 2 or 3 hours home. So you would, like on a weekend, you could be out all day just to play the one hockey match. Whereas at Legogo, I think the big difference, and I think in some ways it's better, like you have to share the pitch, and that makes it really hard because then your training isn't good quality training if you've only got like the quarter, or you weren't there early enough to get the goal, so you can't do shooting. So I think that makes it a lot more difficult. But I do really appreciate at Legogo, all the teams can watch each other, and I think that is really helpful. I think just that builds the spirit of the game. I think for Uganda you do need a good second hockey pitch because there's so many people playing now, but I think that's the big difference in the UK. I guess it's a bit more structured. If you're late, the match is forfeited. That just it's not thought of. Whereas in Uganda, you're late, you potentially have a 30 minutes or an hour that you might get away with it. But I think so there's big differences, but I think the spirit of the game is the same in both countries, and that's why I love it. And I've already mentioned that kind of family feeling. I do think you get that with any team that you join. It takes time to get to know people on a new team. But I've now played for teams in Bristol, in London, in Stockholm, in Sweden, and in Kampala, and it's always been the same. It's been really good fun on the pitch, and it's been really good fun off the pitch. So that spirit of hockey is definitely the same all the way around the world. And so there's in the summer months hockey quietens down. It's considered a winter sport here. That's another difference. We have to play in like the coldest I've played is -1, I've played in the snow, I've played in the hail, I've played in really, really cold, horrible conditions. And when it gets too hot, like Uganda, we don't play because we say it's too hot. Whereas in Uganda, it's obviously a hot sport. So some people now play
Yes,
summer
when it
hockey.
rains, it's too cold. That's when they actually stop, and
Yeah,
then
exactly. But
it's
for me, that's when we
cold
should
enough.
start. So people say, ah, no, we can't play in the rain. For me, like, that's part and parcel of it.
That's your best time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I can play well. But so yeah, you get all those differences on a number of different levels. But I think fundamentally, the spirit of hockey and the family that hockey brings is there wherever I've gone.
Okay. What fascinated you the most about Ugandan hockey? What's that one thing that really caught your eye and you kept wondering, what is going on here?
Um, I think there's individual skill level is very good. I think individuals on their own, whether they're dribbling the ball or like shooting really hard at goal, I think it compares really closely to hockey I've seen in the UK. I
Mm.
think so. I've looked at that and I've gone, wow, how do people manage to really build up that skill, like that individual skill, when, as I've said, they don't get, if they're on the Lagogo pitch, they're sharing it with like 100 other people. Yeah, or they're trying to learn on a grass pitch at one of the schools and it's obviously not good quality. So I think that really intrigues
Yeah.
me, just the dedication that people have to their own individual skill levels. And also kind of a real natural fitness and ability a lot of people I've seen at Lagogo have, just to, yeah, pick up a hockey ball and do great things with it. Yeah, I think that's really good.
Okay. Now, when you came to Uganda and you chose to be part of Kampala Hockey Club, what is that one thing that really pulled you? Yes, you mentioned hockey is like a family, and that is one thing you get
Yeah.
across. But what's that one thing about Kampala Hockey Club that makes us stand out and unique for you?
I can see Tast is watching, so you've got him to blame for me being on the pitch, I think. I think like I played for Weatherhead when there was a women's team, and I think they're a great club as well. I think there are other really good clubs. So I think the reason why I chose to switch my loyalties in 2018 and join you guys was I was really impressed with your Easter tournament, the ladies team in 2018. You played really well, really strongly against a strong Wananchi team in the final. And I thought, gosh, the way you were passing around the pitch, I thought that's the kind of hockey I want to be playing. But also, I didn't mind. I would have played for Weatherhead as well. But then I think it was Tast and Sema and
Yeah.
Maggie that got me aside at sideline and were like, so when are you joining us? So when are you joining us? So I was like, okay, I'll play for you. It's fine. So yeah, like I said, back in 2008, there was only Weatherhead's team really playing, and then
Weatherhead.
sometimes the McCary ladies would turn up. And I did say then, look, if women's hockey in Uganda is going to grow, you need more teams because it just gets boring playing the same team over and over again. And it's to Weatherhead, to Wananchi, to what I've forgotten their name now. The church. Which one was that?
Rhinos.
Rhinos. Which one was the church team?
Deliverance
Yeah,
Church.
Deliverance Church. Yeah, all of
DCK.
those
Deliverance
teams.
Church.
Yeah, like I really respect them all for pursuing, for building up young players, for fielding teams, even when maybe they didn't have 11. Kampala have fielded teams when we haven't
Yeah.
had 11. But the point has been, if we keep playing and we keep working hard,
Yeah.
then we'll grow the women's sport. So when I came back in 2018, I thought, let me have some fun with you guys. Yeah, so there
Yeah.
we are.
Is there a particular Kampala Hockey Club event that you have been to or you look forward to all the time? And yeah,
Um,
and why?
well, I mean, I've only been to the two. I've been to, well, the annual dinner's good fun, but it always starts so late. I wish people would go on time and then, we'd have a
True.
good meal. Like, if you tell me 8 o'clock, be there at 8 o'clock. We eat our food until 9, then we have our speeches till 10, and then we all dance and have fun. Rather than like eating our dinner at 10 or 11. Come on, guys. So because of that, because of the timing of the annual dinner, I think the family fun day was great. I really enjoyed that. And again, that's the spirit of hockey, but also this spirit of Kampala Hockey Club, really reaching out, getting young family members and young friends involved, or just allowing parents to come and see and, have some food and have some fun. I think that's one event that you should definitely continue because, that's people will go to that and go, hey, I want to be part of these guys. And yeah, I thought that was a really good event you held. Yeah, so I hope you can do it again, coronavirus willing.
Yeah, yeah. Minus, of course, the coronavirus, but when we have the go ahead, I know we shall surely have it back on track.
Sure.
Elise, what section of hockey have you probably picked interest into? There's the officiating side that could be like the technical, the umpiring and coaching, or administration.
I've done umpiring. People who know me know my character, and I can be pretty strict and kind of, boss. So get people organized. So I don't mind umpiring. I find it quite stressful when people comment or shout at you from the sides, which Kampala do have a bad reputation for that. I need to address. But yeah, no, I've got involved with umpiring, and I think the reason I've stuck with umpiring is I find like a lot of other people are, natural teachers, natural coaches, or have the time to turn up and volunteer for that stuff or for the admin. But there's actually not many people that kind of stand up and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to be an umpire. So I've also thought, actually, maybe that's where I can best be, because few people do that. But interesting, I have some friends who play in Netherlands, and they have a rule that if you want to play for the team on a Saturday, you have to be a qualified umpire. And that's for two reasons. One is so that there's always enough umpires. And secondly, is so that all the players know the rules. Because it's amazing how many players shout at the umpires when they actually don't know the rules, or stand on the pitch and go, where are we meant to take a long corner from? So I think that's a really good strategy. I've only known it in the Netherlands, but amazing strategy that as well as going to their training, they have to sit down and go to their umpire lessons to learn the rules.
I think that would actually be really good, especially with you actually keep track of the changes that are probably made by the FIH, that's a really, really good strategy. I think Ugandan hockey can actually pick up
I
on.
would encourage it.
How are you hoping your hockey career is going to go for the years ahead?
It might be over soon, I think. I don't know. I now qualify for what they call in the UK as masters. So when you're 35, which I am now, you join. You still play club level, but you can join what they call masters. And masters means people over 35. But then you can join there's a Southwest team, there's a Bristol team, and they pick the best players who are over 35. So because of unfortunately, a lot of women have to stop because of children or pregnancy, or is something that's a real shame that women tend to play sport kind of late teens to mid 20s, and then we lose them all. So for me, I think the next step if I have a hockey career, I'm not sure I do, but it would be good to kind of represent my city or even my region on that over 35 squad, where they pick the best players in that age group. I think there's over 35s and over 40s. It goes up every 5 years. So some of the ladies that I've played with in Bristol represent England, but for the over 50s team. My cousin has just been selected for England. I think she's over 50s or over 45s. So that would be amazing if actually when the older you get and injuries set in, if I could still play and join. But otherwise, I just want to keep playing, keep enjoying it, and see where it takes me.
I think that's interesting, and I hope maybe from this Ojeme you probably look into the masters
Yeah.
projects if Uganda decides someone. But I know that probably will be like long term for Uganda.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really good way of keeping people active and connected to the sport of field hockey. Now, what few pointers do you think Ugandan hockey can, and of course, when I say Ugandan hockey, I also mean Kampala Hockey Club,
Yeah.
can pick from the international field of play and like use in their day-to-day, you know, running and activities?
Um, I don't want to be political. Are there big guys watching this? I think for me, it's about the
Okay.
pitch and the pitch time. So I think it's fantastic that there's a league that's organized really well now. You know, again, 10 years ago in 2008, there wasn't an organized league. So it's great that those things, the Easter tournament, the Independence Day stuff in October, the leagues, you know, the opportunity for
Yeah.
Ugandan clubs to travel away and represent Uganda. I think it's fantastic that that is all there. However, I think there just needs to be, yeah, real thinking in terms of more of the organization and fundraising behind that. So it's probably about time that there's a better AstroTurf at Lugogo because it's been worn out so badly. Um, I think hockey should get the first priority, and I think there should be a formal agreement with the other people that use the pitch to say, okay, if you're going to raise funds, it has to be done outside of hockey time, or can only take up maybe 1 or 2 evenings of the week instead of, you know, it's so heartbreaking when you travel to Lugogo, you get there at 12:30 because you want to warm up and play your match at 1 o'clock, and you get there and the pitch is covered in rubbish, or there's been other people using it, or there's still other people using it, and even though your timetable and your league timetable says something else. So I think actually the activity going on for Uganda hockey is amazing. The different ways you can compete, whether for cups or leagues, is really good. The coaching, I think, is all
Yeah.
good, but if the timings could just be a bit more organized at Lagogo, I think it would be for everyone's benefit. And if people stuck to their time, then everyone would get, good access to the pitch, and be able to
Yeah.
share it. And I don't know if this would work, but we have floodlights in the UK. So I can play hockey as long as the lights are on. So our training is often from.
Even Kenya has floodlights.
Oh, really? So can they turn the floodlights on at Lococo? And, because then instead of everyone trying to train between like 5 o'clock after work
Yeah.
and 7 o'clock when it gets dark, you could have one team train from 5 till 7, the next team train from 7 till 9, the next team train, and I know travel is an issue and obviously you got to get home, but I just think if there's
Yeah.
different ways, either getting a second pitch or maybe getting floodlights, something like that, it would just allow everyone to
I think the
benefit much
floodlights should
more.
really harness, soccer players especially. I
Yeah,
really liked what they did for the Friday night soccer concept, and I think it will really, really help.
yeah,
I just hope Uganda hockey can pick this point.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. In your so far in your hockey career, are there any challenges you have faced and probably they left, a mark?
Oh, I don't know. I think, physically I've been lucky in that I haven't had many injuries. I had a bad injury when I was only about 18. Two women came to tackle me from either side, and they sort of both hit me at the same time, and I was thrown up in the air and I landed on my neck. So for a few years after that,
Oh,
I had a problem with, like, if I slept awkwardly on my neck, then when you wake up the next day and it's really stiff.
yeah, you feel, yeah,
Yeah, so it didn't stop me playing, but for a year or two after that, I really struggled. Just every now and again, it would come back and my neck would be a problem. Um, but otherwise, I've had a few cuts and bruises and things, but physically, I've been very lucky. I haven't had injuries that have knocked me out for more than a couple of weeks, or give me bother now. So that's been really good. I think I've joined. I'd say the biggest challenge sometimes in the UK is teams can, when you get selected to, because most teams will have two or three teams within their that within their club. So like, for example, the club my sister plays for in Bristol at the moment, they have 3 teams. The club I played for in London, they had 3 teams, 3 ladies teams. So then you're selected, are you first team player, second team player, third team player? And I've always struggled with that selection. I know it's had to be made, and it's obviously you pick your best players for the first team and then second best players for the second team. So I get that. But sometimes I struggle when people use that as kind of politics and are nasty to each other, or they kind of go, there comes a pressure that
fairness.
Yeah, and it just becomes, it takes away from it. So I think, but I have got good examples of people that have managed that side of things incredibly well. And it is okay, but there have been times where people haven't handled it well and people have been really upset or whatever. So I think that's something in the women's game that, well, I guess the men's as well, that could be addressed. But maybe my hope is for you. I know the men's now have 2 teams, don't they, for Kampala? So maybe let's strive to get 2 teams for the women and be the first Uganda club to field 2 women's teams.
Yeah, that would be nice. Other than that, we usually encourage sports organizations to take up charitable work, known more as corporate social responsibility.
Yeah.
How would you think Kampala Hockey Club can take up this, or generally sports organizations?
It's hard work. I think where I've done it successfully in the past, you just have to be confident in going up to different companies, some you may know, some you may not, and say, hey, this is my club, this is why I love them, this is how it would be great if you could be involved, and if you were able to get involved in this way, this would be the really positive impact of that. And I think people respect that. Like, if you talk to them quite straight, you don't pretend to be their friends and they think, hey, why is this person trying to be my friend? What do they want from me? If you're just straight up with people, straight up with businessmen, they will respond. And if they say no, great, that's fine. You move on to the next person. So I think just having that conversation to talk straight. My second tip on that would be identify the people. So don't, like, for example, when I supported Kampala to get some new goalkeeper equipment, I didn't ask people who weren't who wouldn't be interested, or I went straight to a sports company who had sponsored other hockey teams in the past. So identify those people and what they want. If they're a food company, ask them to get involved in friends and family. If they're a business company, ask them to get involved in, like, general finance donations. So there's, identify the skills that companies could give to you, and link what they do to what hockey does, rather than making it tenuous. I think my third tip would be then on the relationship, like, get to know people, talk to them about it. If they do give something to the club, make sure you go back and thank them, keep them updated with things, but keep that relationship going once they've shown an interest. But it's difficult. But yeah, there are 3 things that I try and do when I'm asked to fundraise for clubs.
Yeah, I think that's really, really important, and hopefully club administration and can take it up, and learn from this. If you were to select 5 people to your 5-a-side hockey team, who would they be for Uganda?
Who are there's 7 people watching at the moment, so maybe I should choose them. Okay, oh gosh, 5 people in Uganda. That's a hard question. Come on. Okay, it has to be Maggie. Yeah, no, number 1 has to be Maggie. We had a really good time playing together in 2018. So definitely her. And oh gosh, 5.
You can mix it. Never know the gentleman can,
Oh, of course I can mix, but which gentleman's good enough? I'd have Judith on the right wing, definitely. I would probably have see, people are going to get offended now, aren't they? Okay, I'm going to pick. Okay, I can see Cliff is watching. I definitely have him in defense. I think he's a strong defender. I have to have Tass, don't I? Because he's my longest friend for Kampala Hockey Club. So that's 4. And then me. So I've got Tass, Cliff, Maggie, and Judith, and myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a strong team or not,
That's
but there we are.
we'll see. You never you never know. The next friends and family will test out this selection.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Which people inspire you to who inspired you or keep inspiring you to take up field hockey?
Probably my sister, I think. She's not around right now, but yeah, we've always played together, and she's a strong player, so I've always kind of looked up to her on the pitch, I think. Yeah, so she keeps inspiring me. And yeah, there's other friends that I have that you know, they've had children and have come back to play, or they've been really dedicated, you know, to bring up younger players and to coach and to make time for hockey. So it's those kind of people that really either keep working hard on the pitch or keep working hard off the pitch that I think, yeah, I could be like you as well, or I want to be like you as well. So yeah, I think there's always room to learn more and yeah, try more for hockey. I'm just seeing on the comments, Semos, see, I told you I'd offend people. Semo said, "How did you not pick me?" Semo's too fighty. Like, I need nice people in my team. He shouts.
The bulldozer, you know. And Kawalia is mentioning how a team with Test is very weak. I don't know how far we shall test this, of
No,
course, with the
because
next friend.
Tast would do all my short
But
corners. We would be perfect. Because Tast can score from a short corner. He really can. I've seen so many goals. Yeah.
Cliff is contented with your
Yeah, there we
selection.
go.
So
Thanks, Cliff. Thanks for giving me a smiley face.
you see, at least one person, you know, it's more
Thanks.
than none. You know? Yes. So Elise, what team do you support at the Hockey World Cup?
Uh, um, well, Great Britain, I think. Yeah, I just have to. But I always look out for a team that, you know, is a bit unique. So, like, um, yeah, yeah, if it's a team from a smaller country or they haven't had much history in hockey, then I like to support them if I can. But yeah, Great Britain is my country, my team. Yeah.
I usually support Netherlands, but I am very fascinated by Japan and their speed.
I
So yeah,
yeah,
you always have to look out for, you know, one thing
I think
in the other
Netherlands,
teams that you don't need to
yeah,
stand out.
if you're interested in developing your hockey, Netherlands is always a good team to watch. I think they always come out with fresh tactics and interesting yeah, interesting kind of set pieces and things that we can learn from. Whereas I
Yeah,
think Great Britain, we're not necessarily the best team in the world, but we kind of go at it with brute force, and that's how the women. And
yeah,
also, I like Great Britain, aside from it being my country, the women's team is far more successful than the men's team in Britain. So that's another reason to
yeah.
support them.
Women emancipation, you know.
Exactly.
Next. Yes. Literally, what advice would you give to a person who's looking out to take up field hockey as a sport or as a career, maybe?
I think people that I've tried to introduce the sport to and it hasn't worked, um, I think they get too scared too quickly. So it is a scary sport. Like if that ball hits you in the face, it is gonna hurt. Or if the hockey stick hits you, it is gonna hurt. So I think I say to new people, take your time, don't rush and try to be on the pitch playing with everyone straight away. Just take time to build up. And I think this is
Yeah.
important for coaches as well. Take time to build up your passing skills, your tackling skills especially, and once you know play those smaller five-a-side games, and then once you're ready, or play with people at your own level first, and gradually build up. I think yeah, you will get injured if you go onto the pitch and you're not aware of some basics. Like if your stick leans back, the ball's going to hit it and then come up towards your face. You know, you need to learn that stuff before you yeah, go on, because I think people
take
really
it.
enjoy it, but they get scared, and yeah, I can understand that.
You get scared. Yeah. That is really true. I don't know. People have had the most. I know someone who I think the ball. Someone took a headshot and the ball went over his head, and he's like, "Guys, guys, guys, my family,
Yeah, exactly,
I can't
exactly.
do this no
Yeah,
more."
yeah,
Yeah, but I think if people keep, focused and take it slowly, it's really a good way to go by. I see there's several banter in the comment section.
yeah.
I don't
My
know what
selection
Tamale
of
did. I'm
five-a-side
seeing
is gone
Kawale is
bad.
being sent to Rocket.
Semo says Catfish gets chosen
And
because he's a friend. That means Semo should work on being friends with me, eh?
you oh Lord. No, Semo, I am not offended. It is a team selection, and yeah.
Sorry, Viney. Well, okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who would your five be?
Don't worry. 24, I'll be on this five-a-side team. Don't worry about
Okay, okay.
it. So, yes, that's more about hockey. Let's probably get to know more about Elise as a person. What motivates you in life, and what are your goals?
Oh goodness. I I hate these questions. What motivates me in life? I am very political, so my politics fall left of centre. So I'm a socialist, which means that I think the world should be a better place for everyone, and I really yeah. So because of that, what I try to do um in my work and even in hockey is just build community, build people working together, and build kind of inclusion so that everyone gets a chance in life that they deserve. So just, and obviously there's trials in the world. You know, the pandemic has brought out a lot of inequalities where some people have struggled to lost their jobs, have struggled to feed themselves, all those kind of things. So it's those injustices in the world that keep me pushing on, both in my career but also with the people around me. I really genuinely do want the best for people, and I think everyone should be given good chances in life.
That opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, so that keeps me going forward. As for my goals, I mean, I don't know. I have lots of goals all the time, and sometimes they change. And at the moment, I think I just want to get through 2020. I think is a bit of a write-off. We all just have to
I
do
think that's
whatever
for
we need
everyone.
to
I agree with
survive,
you.
to take care of ourselves. Exactly. And
Yes.
then, just keep going, and also support other people to keep going when people are struggling with all of this. And then I'll
Yeah.
reset some goals for 2021.
Surely we will have to reset goals for 2021, and glad you're on that path. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, chocolates, but not Ugandan chocolate. I'm sorry, like British chocolate. Like you guys, you get imported stuff from like I don't know which country, South Africa, but it's not as good as British chocolate.
Is there any meal you tried in Uganda and you actually like a traditional,
Um,
food?
Chapatis is my favorite by far, and I like rice and peas. That was delicious. Rice and peas. There's a place in Nakalabie that did amazing rice and peas. Um, I I think I like Ugandan food, and I mean that genuinely, but when it's served to me in like a really big plate, then I struggle with like the volume. So I like most of it, apart from, is it Katogo you have in the morning, like the when it's all mixed? I
That's a
really don't like.
weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. But the rest of it is fine, and as long as it's given to me in small portions, then I'm happy with it. But actually, I
We'll
also
try
really
to
liked
revise the plates in Uganda.
yeah, I have to say, I really, really like the spiced tea that we get, or we used to get after training. I just thought that was really nice. And there's two
Oh,
reasons why that was nice. A, it was really lovely tea and obviously hydrating us after training. But I just love the sense that we just all sat on that wall and chatted. And for me, they were some really special times in 2018. That's when I got to know the rest of the team a bit better. That's when I felt like I was part of that community. Not just someone who's
yeah.
turning up to play and going away again. So yeah, let me add spiced tea to the list.
Yes, I hope Semo can pass on our regards to, the lady for tea.
Yes, please do.
Yes. Do you have a favorite book or quote
Oh, um, actually,
where
Nelson
you're not so much of
Mandela.
a reader?
Yeah, Nelson Mandela, Long Road to Freedom. If you haven't read that book, I suggest it. I read that book in like a week. I picked it up. Oh, sorry, Semo is telling me I used to like Rolex. Yeah, I really love Rolex. I can't believe I forgot. But I did say chapati.
Chapati.
Yeah, chapati with egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would recommend everyone read Long Road to Freedom by Nelson Mandela because I think for several reasons it's really well written for a start. Um, it's important that we don't forget our history and oppression and injustices. But I think as well, if you read through that, it just the way he talks about other people, the way he talks about sitting and listening to his community leaders when he was a boy, the way he talks about building up
Yeah.
friendships with the people in prison, whether they were a guard or the people in prison with him. I think there's a lot of really, really valuable life lessons from him that aren't based on money or business or power, but actually they're
Yeah.
based on really basic humanity. And I think if look
Actualized.
how successful he became and that wasn't, yeah, from where he was. I think there's a lot to learn out of that book for sure.
Okay. Would you call yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I know I'm an extrovert. I've done the tests. Yeah.
Which is good. I'd also probably agree with that. I don't think you're an introvert. I think you're more of an extrovert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's one thing that you can't do without?
Um, some form of exercise. If like I haven't played hockey, gosh, since March now because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I've tried to do running. I've done a lot of cycling. Um, so every week I need to do something that's active, even if it's just going for a really long walk, because I think that really kind of calms me down and de-stresses me and also keeps you fit and healthy. And also keeps you engaging with other people. I can't live without other people doing that exercise with me. So yeah.
Yes. Would you prefer dancing to singing?
Oh, absolutely. Have you heard me sing? I cannot sing.
No, I have not, but you could probably sample for people and let them and let them judge how badly off this is. Yes. Would you now we're sports ladies, so I know this we barely see ourselves probably in anything else, but would you select sneakers over heels?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Be comfortable, ladies. Don't wear things that are uncomfortable, no matter what the men in your life are saying. You need to be comfortable.
I think it depends on the occasion.
Maybe, yes, maybe.
Yes, but yeah, I think every sports. I think recently, I think it was Eric who was telling me. I think he's probably never seen me in heels, and I couldn't argue because really,
Yeah.
most of the time, sneakers.
I think men need to walk in
Yes,
heels themselves to know how difficult it is, and then they can come back and tell us to wear heels.
I am nodding my head because I'm waiting to see Tamale do this, but I hope he is aware. Exactly. Yes. Are there any other sports or hobbies that you like to partake of?
Cycling, I do quite a lot. So yesterday I cycled, I think about 50 kilometers. The weekend before I went out for 100 kilometers on my bike. So yeah, cycling would be my next one, and football as well. I don't play football much at all, but I really enjoy watching that in the evening. So yeah, football and cycling would be my
I
go-to
really-
sports.
Yes. I don't think you're a lover of PlayStation, but would you actually buy it? I know everyone is asking for the PS5 right now.
I don't
So,
even know what that is.
okay, let's hope that no one sends a request of the PS5 because it is all that we are hearing right now. Yes. Elise, would you let us know one thing you can't do without
Um,
on your daily life?
um, Food.
Okay. I guess someone here will agree with you. Food is really important. Yeah, so even me, I personally agree with you there. I can't do without food. Yes. Any last words for Kampala Hockey Club as we conclude
Um,
this live series?
I just think keep doing what you're doing. Keep encouraging younger players to join the team. Keep committing. Whether that's committing to the time you should be at the pitch or committing to the club when you say that you'll be an administrator or whatever, or helping someone out with something. Keep doing that. Keep having these fun events, even if only once a year, but like the friends and family,
Yeah.
or the annual dinner, because that's really, important to kind of develop the club out of the hockey it plays as well as the hockey on the pitch. Um, yeah, so just keep going, keep working hard, keep practicing your skills, and yeah, encourage new and young players to come in. And I think you're really going in a strong direction, and it's really exciting to see.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for joining our live series. I
No
really, really
worries.
appreciate for you coming on board, and hopefully you put Semo on your bench
Yeah, I've just
for
seen
this
that.
five-a-side. And
If
Tamale
if
will
Semo
wear our
turns up with
heels, so
Rolex, then I'll put him on the bench.
Nyanya and Bisi, or they put everything in it. Yes. Um, yes. So otherwise, thank you so much,
No
Elise. It
worries.
was
Thank you.
great having you here. And yeah, have a nice evening.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. Each and everyone who has been with us, thank you so much. Thank you for your comments as well and keeping this whole section interesting. Please do follow Kampala Hockey Club on all the different platforms. There's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, do subscribe. But otherwise, thank you so much. Keep look out for us next week and be part of our live series. We shall have new guests, new everything. So yes, keep safe. Keep Kampala Hockey Club and see you next week. Thank you.